I owe you guys a trade recap of Friday, January 23rd and Thursday, January 22nd. I'm pretty bummed. This week took a turn for the worst for this week, and it wasn't even it wasn't even the trading strategy's fault. It wasn't even any of that. It was me just being an impatient trader, and I blew up the accounts. They're not gone. None of my accounts are gone, but all the profit gained this last week is gone. And now the accounts, because we scaled up and stuff and we're trailing drawdown and things like that, the accounts are actually in a little bit of trouble. They're not gone, they're not blown, but I'm setting new standards for myself because our accounts are in such danger that I got to get them out of this hole. And so we're going to be trading a little differently. Today on January 23rd, I made $1,100, but yesterday we lost almost $19,000, which is the majority of the profits in the accounts. Yeah, it's a huge bummer. It was a huge learning lesson, but let's break down the trade that I took during Asia session on gold last night that went really well, and also today's Bitcoin trade that we took that went really well. But then I just want to dive into some of my mindset stuff of what I did wrong, what I was like going through, and how we journaled, and hopefully not going to do it again. And it's hopefully something we learned early on in January or in 2026, so that now we just push forward and don't make those same mistakes. That's why, we take failures, instead of taking them as failures, we take them as learning lessons and apply them and don't make those mistakes again. So let's get into it. Let's do some of the trade recaps. Let's talk about gold. So gold yesterday here at Asia session, this black arrow is right where I took my trade. As you can see, price pushed up, came down, tapped into this 5-minute fair value gap to the left here, and these lows to the left. Now, what I was seeing was gold has had extremely bullish momentum. Like, it has been up only mode for gold, and I haven't been really interested in trying to take shorts because I don't want to try to short against something that's so clearly strong. Like, you're battling against a massive army. And so for me, I wanted to figure out where I could catch a small long and capture my goal of what I needed. And so right here, I saw at Asia, it had a big push up again, confirming right at market open for Asia. Massive push up, breaking structure again to the upside, keep pushing. We're in price discovery, comes back down, corrects. Now, what do we have here? Right? I talk about these all the time. We have this impulse range. Let me delete this one. We have this lower time frame impulse range. What does price do? It pushes up, comes down into discount of this range, right? All this blue area here, all this blue area is discount of this range. And it also tapped into that 5-minute fair value gap right here. And I immediately was like, I'm willing to take the risk on this trade, that this is a continuation move. It's going to respect these 5-minute fair value gaps, and that we're going to be able to keep pushing up and target higher prices. So as you can see, there's that 5-minute fair value gap, the tap in there. Let's zoom in nice and tight. Zoomed in, and we get an immediate bounce off of this 5-minute fair value gap. So when I saw it tap into this 5-minute fair value gap, I dropped down to the 1 minute. And I wanted to see what kind of reaction do we get out of this fair value gap. And it was a V-shaped recovery. Now, the bummer thing was my entry was like way up here, right? Like, I'm kind of bummed we didn't get like a lower entry down here, but we got an entry up here targeting external range liquidity. And as you can see, we're able to capture 15.6 points, which made us over $1,000 across all of our accounts. So slowly building up that buffer again for us. So really happy with how that trade went. Really happy with what gold provided. But yeah, it's a bummer that we're not at a different spot when it comes to our accounts. So now I want to break down also the excellent 5-minute. Now I want to break down the excellent 1-minute kill shot that showed up on Bitcoin. We'll break down that one also. It's a really, really beautiful setup that you guys can learn from. All right, let's get into Bitcoin. This candle right here, this red candle right there, is the market open candle of Bitcoin. As you can see, we had an impulse range immediately form right off the rip when Bitcoin came into play, and when it started to, when the market started to open and volume started flowing. Immediate impulse to the downside. You can see for me, I saw that we were pushing up starting to push up and also hitting to a lot of lower liquidity below us, that could start pushing us to the upside. So what did I wait for? I saw down here, let me delete this little big arrow. Let me show you a little better. This guy right there. A very obvious sweep of liquidity on these lows, right? Let's zoom in. What are some of our confluences here? Is one, we have this impulse range here. That's the first, right? We have this 10:15 a.m. candle coming below this low here and sweeping that liquidity. Let me show you the example of the drawing, right? We swept that liquidity there and immediately start pushing up. Now, you guys know what I like to do. I like to drop down to the 1 minute time frame. Now, before I drop down to the 1 minute time frame and show you the entry, I want to show you on higher time frames why I was so convicted on this trade and why I thought it was going to be a really nice move, which it ended up being. When we go to the 1 hour time frame, look at where price is at. The 1 hour, this is a 4 hour, this big Fibonacci retracement tool here is a 4 hour range. So as you can see, we're in kind of consolidation. We have some manipulation down here. And then again, we have manipulation over here on the 1 hour time frame. We sweep some of these lows here, already having this range, and I knew we'd come in and attack this external range liquidity. Now, I think price can come all the way up to this 50% mark and premium of this 4 hour range, but I was willing to take the low-hanging fruit that I have. I do have a swing position going on higher time frames for Bitcoin here to target some of these premium ranges for Bitcoin, but we caught an excellent trade, an excellent scalp on the 5 minute time frame. We were able to catch this entire move that I was hoping for, just like that. When you go down the 1 minute time frame, you guys know what I like to wait for, that first 1 minute inverse fair value gap. And as you can see, we got a terrible fill because this pumped really hard. So our entry was at the inverse fair value gap, stop loss to the low, and then we're able to trail stops and target this external range liquidity and even more external range liquidity that is over here to the left. When we go to the 5 minute time frame, there was a lot of highs we were able to target throughout these levels. So we were able to take off some TPs there. And this is the actual P&L of that trade that we were able to take on Bitcoin, $89.88. Before we get into the mindset part of what happened yesterday and how my accounts got blown up, I'm going to explain what was going on in my head and stuff. I want to share with you guys, there's still an 80% off Apex sale going on. Use code Maniac to lock in up to $6 million in funding. Each of those accounts guarantees you the first 25K is 100% yours in profit if you're able to make it that far in the payout journey. We also have Trade Syncer, an amazing trade copier. Use code Maniac for 10% off that subscription, and code Maniac for Tradecopia, another trade copier that's cheaper than Trade Syncer, for 35% off when you use code Maniac. We are also hosting a BloFin futures trading event where you can get discounted fees and up to $1,000 futures bonus. Go sign up at BloFin. We'll use code Maniac at sign up, and you'll be locked into any futures trading events we do in the future. All right, let's get into what happened yesterday with my mindset. What happened? I was trading NASDAQ and gold, and I was assuming that we're not even going to go over the trades I took because in hindsight, I'm like an idiot is what I feel like. And I feel embarrassed to even like talk about this, but I've made an agreement with you guys and myself that I'm going to post the wins and the losses, even if they're bad. So what happened yesterday? I got emotional. One, because I just got off of a really big win from the day before, and I thought I just knew. I was like, oh, I know the markets. I felt very confident going into that morning. I was like, dude, I'm gonna kill it today. Like we're gonna get the counts even further. We're gonna get closer and closer to those payouts. Like I went in with so much confidence, and that confidence like blinded me to things that I should have been paying attention to on the charts. And so, yeah, that's like in the most quick way what happened. I was overconfident in the charts. I wasn't paying attention to like liquidity sweeps that I really needed to see. I was like rushing trades. It was just, I don't even know. It was embarrassing. We're still going to post. We're still going to show you guys the losses and the wins. But here, I'll show you guys the actual P&L of that day. As you can see, here is the total P&L of what we ended up losing yesterday on the accounts, $19,980. It was a rough day. It was just loss after loss, and yeah. I'm hoping we can turn this around. I think we will. I have a plan of doing one micros. It lowers the risk down, and the goal is to get $100 a day and just slowly build that buffer back up in those accounts. And then once we hit key metrics in the buffers, we can add a contract. Like once we get back to $1,000 in drawdown, we'll add a contract back in. So then that hopefully helps us scale back to that 3 contracts we can trade with, getting the accounts back to where they are. I think we are. The frustrating thing is like the trading model actually works. The reason why this loss took place was because I messed up. It wasn't even the model. It's literally my trading psychology, my trading discipline. And we're going to learn from it, and we're going to do better for next time. Now, the thing I saw on there was that it said I'm only up $55 for the day today. This is the P&L for today. Today's trading day, it's $1,102 is what we've made today, which is our goal of $100 per account. That $100 per account puts back $1,000 in profit in our pocket, and we'll slowly build that buffer back up for us so we have drawdown, and start getting more profit into the account. So, yep, we're going to wait for those A++ setups. Like, wait for those obvious liquidity sweeps like I showed you guys earlier. Like, getting better at just waiting for these, getting better at just waiting for these obvious setups. Like, it's a concept that's so easy, but for some reason it's so hard sometimes. Like, if I'm just patient waiting for the obvious setup, it works out every time. But I'm the weakness. Like, I feel like I'm at the point of my trading journey where the weakest point of it is my mindset. Like, is my strong psychology? Am I weak or strong in my psychology? And once I figure out my psychology, it works. Like, it works. I'm the weakest point of this right now, and that's the frustrating thing, because like I think it's the last learning lesson I gotta do to actually jump my trading ahead. So, all right, everyone. I hope you learned something from it. It sucks to have to make this video. Like, honestly, I did not want to make this video. Like, you guys don't understand. I do not want to make this video at all. But I want to do it because I want to showcase, where I'm at, my learning journey, what I'm learning through this, and how I'm gonna be better. And I'm going to show you guys, like I said, I'm going to show you the wins and the dubs, the downs and the ups. So subscribe. I'm trying to be a very transparent trader, and I'm going to show you guys the journey to profitability. Like, this is a blip in the journey. I was down about it yesterday. Today I feel much better. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys everything so you guys can learn from my mistakes and my wins.